wake up in the morning and with a sore throat, feeling body aches and fever, and you wonder, what are you going to do? So you rush to a doctor and you want to run to him for something called antibiotics, a life-saving drug that we know of today. Today I'm here to prove that antibiotics are not helpful for the human body as we think they are, and actually detrimental to the human body. Antibiotic for human use is usually used when someone has an overgrowth of bacteria or has a bacterial infection in a cut, wound, urinary tract infection. This goes and gets rid of bacteria. But does it just get rid of the bad bacteria? Because you also have good bacteria as well in your body. So the truth is it doesn't. It gets rid of any bacteria. It doesn't discriminate whether it's good or it's bad. And is this harmful for the human body? There is a huge misconception about this, if it's beneficial or not to the human body. And according to Ben Joseph MD, in the article published by Kids Health, antibiotics first used in the 1940s was thought to be the greatest advancement in medicine. But overprescribing them has resulted in the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, which is harmful for the body. Today I'm here to dispel the popular belief that antibiotics are beneficial to the human body, pinpoint who's making these allegations, and why, lastly, revealing the truth of what antibiotics truly are. To start, I would present with the misunderstanding that antibiotics are great beneficial for the human body. Since the discovery of them, many have thought that it's a godsend gift because it fights bacteria, but honestly it's not. It's detrimental to the human body. One reason why this popular ideology is believed is because it gets rid of bacteria in the body while preserving the life of the user. But in an article published on Medical News Today, Philip Gregory states antibiotics are a powerful medicine that fights certain infections and can save lives when used properly. They either stop bacteria from reproducing or destroy them before they can multiply. People along with big pharmaceutical companies are usually the ones that tend to claim that antibiotics are great to the lives and help preserve the life of the user. And the positivity usually outweigh the negative effects of it. But in an article published in December 2016, author Anna I states, in the use of it in the US, for example, the leading cause of deaths changed from communicable disease to non-communicable disease, being cardiovascular disease, diabetes, etc., etc. So this means that basically life is being preserved without the use of antibiotics, which is another fallacy that's been spread. So second album, I'm going to basically show who's alleging that antibiotics are being used and they need to be used daily in their lives. It's not who you honestly think, it's not doctors, it's not medical professionals. Who's actually alleging this is, of course, big pharma companies, people that make the most money out of their profits, which would be one of them, Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson has been around, one of the longest companies known so far in the pharmaceutical companies, and they create antibiotics. Their net worth is currently $30 billion, and last year they spent $4,300,000 lobbying to advocate that their drugs are safe and beneficial for humankind. It looks like, stating by author Keith Spites on August 23rd, 2017, the Motley Fool, around 46% of Johnson & Johnson's total revenue stems from pharmaceutical segment. But the segment generates even higher percentage of company's total profit, roughly around 65% in the first year. So finally, I will inform you about the actual factual truth of antibiotics and how they are not beneficial to the human body. The common incredibility about antibiotics is that they kill bacteria causing illness, and this myth is wrong. This myth is wrong because they don't just go in and kill that bacteria. Sometimes they don't kill it all the way, so then your body becomes resistant to it, known as superbugs. So now when you do get sick of this bacteria, antibiotic that they give you will not fight it. Instead, they'll be resistant to it, and you stay with the sickness until they either find a combination of antibiotic drugs to help fight, or you just stay with the sickness in general. The truth is that antibiotics can destroy your body and cause more harm. According to the George Washington University, the biggest driver of evolution of superbugs is the overuse of antibiotics. Every time bacteria are exposed to antibiotics but isn't killed by it, has a potential of developing resistance. The more antibiotics you use, the more we're going to encourage the growth of these bacteria that are resistant to them. In conclusion, I have stated the delusion of how antibiotics are considered safe and useful. I have stated who wants to promote this as being useful and their motives. Lastly, I have given you the proof why antibiotics are not safe and why you should not take them. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you whether you want to believe this or not. Just think about it. Next time before you go to the doctor and they'll rush for these life-saving drugs you know as antibiotics, would you rather just fight it off naturally, or do you want to go and take a pill that might be detrimental for you in the future? Thank you.